take a look at these eggs. These colored eggs have a very special property to them. Now, let me ask you guys, do you think these eggs will be able to bounce on the plate right here? So, let's try it out. Here, and from a height, drop it. If you missed that, let me try it out again. Oh, so that was a really good bounce, wasn't it? So, now, the question is, do you think these eggs, this egg right here, is a raw egg or a cooked egg? Let's try to find out. So, bring it here and so this is actually a raw egg. Then you should be asking yourself, why is a raw egg able to bounce on the plate like this? Right? Wouldn't it crack? Now, if you want to learn how to make this bouncy egg experiment, you can continue to watch on. Alright, so to get started with this experiment, you will need a few important materials or ingredients. First thing and most importantly are eggs. Okay, we are using quail eggs here because the effect that you want to see will happen a lot quicker if you use smaller eggs. Using a larger chicken egg will require you to take extra time. Okay, and then secondly, and the second most important ingredient is vinegar. Okay, so there's vinegar here. Vinegar, okay. A little bit of vinegar would go a long way. So, and most importantly, the next ingredient would be some food. Oh, and we need also a plastic cup right here. Okay, so this is just a container to store the eggs and the vinegar. So you can use any material you want, a cup, a bowl, a plastic container, a glass container, all of those will work. And lastly, something that might be optional for you, okay, is also food coloring. You can choose to use food coloring, or if let's say you do not have it at home, you can always just proceed with these three materials. Okay, so let's get started. First things first is to take one egg, or as many as you wish, and then place it into the cup. Okay, just like this. And then take the vinegar and then fill up the cup like this until the egg is fully submerged in the cup. Something like this. Okay. Do not worry about using too little or too much, just make sure that the egg is able to sink to the bottom like this. Alright, then you can choose a color of your choice, or whichever you like. I chose orange because it looks great, right? So orange is a really bright color and your eggs will look extra special if you use this color. Red, blue, green also works. Okay, so just take a little bit and then pour it into the vinegar. Now, a little bit of food coloring goes a long way, so you do not have to use a lot of it. Then make sure that the vinegar turns fully orange, okay, before you leave the egg in the cup for the next maybe half a day. So maybe 12 to 24 hours will be a good gauge for this experiment. If you're using a chicken egg, sometimes it will last up to maybe even 48 hours. So I will teach you how to tell when your egg is ready. Okay, so let's move this aside. Okay, so this is an egg that I've done way before this. Okay, now do you notice that this egg, there's something special about the egg? If you take a look inside, do you see this dark brown residues floating on the surface? Like this. And if you look closer, you will see air bubbles also forming right on the surface of the egg. Now, why is this so? Okay, this is due to the reaction of acid with a carbonate. So the vinegar that we use is actually a type of acid which will react with the shell of the egg, which is made of calcium carbonate, to form this residue right here. It also creates a gas called carbon dioxide, which is formed on the surface of the egg. That's why you're able to see a lot of air bubbles forming on the surface. Alright, so it's a little hard to tell here. So what we will do, okay, is to remove the eggs from the liquid, from the vinegar, here. So you don't have to follow me to use a bowl of water. All you have to do is just take the egg and then run it under some running water, or just wash it under running water. Okay, so I just use the bowl here to clean up the egg. And then we can test our bouncing egg by removing it, putting it to the side. Okay, now, only way to know if your experiment has succeeded, is to take your egg and then drop it from a surface. Do you see the egg bouncing? Let me do it again. Right, so now what is surrounding the egg right now is what is called the membrane of the egg. So the membrane is surprisingly really strong and is able to withstand. It's very elastic. Okay, so when it bounces onto the surface, it does not break immediately unless you drop it from a really high height. Okay, from a really high place. So this is the bouncy egg experiment. Okay, so you can try it out with many different colors, with different eggs of different sizes. And then once you're done, you can also take a video and then share with us on Instagram or Facebook and tag us so that we know that you're actually trying out these experiments at home. Alright, so this experiment only requires 3 simple materials: the egg, a cup, and vinegar. Okay, the color is optional, but it's really up to you. Okay, so happy making these bouncy eggs, and do remember to share it with us.